If you made a New Year's resolution to get into better shape in 2012, you might be starting to lose motivation, but don't. Maia Carney is the founder of the WorX bootcamp classes and has some great tips to keep us all in shape. Maia, it's about to be spring, and we're about to be talking about getting in our swimsuits. And I know that you say that we should work out for us. But a lot of people are going to be seeing us in those swimsuits, so we might be working out for them too, just a little bit, right? So how did you get started doing this? What made you want to be a trainer and a teacher?
Well, actually, I was a 7th grade teacher for 7 years, and I realized about 2 years ago that I was getting lost in putting 100% in my job. And so what I did was I found P90X and a group of people who were going to support me through the program, and I did P90X and an insanity mix, and I found my body changing, and then I also found my confidence changing, and then it all just started there, where I became a Beachbody coach, and from that point on, I continued through to getting my goals and achieving them.
So that's one of those things that in your classes you're really talking about. It's personal goals, it's achieving goals, and you really want to make other people leaders. You don't just want them to see you and want that body that you have, but also become a leader to teach other people. So tell us a little bit about that.
And that's where I tell people, like, to do you. Like, I think it always comes in steps. I have a firm belief in, like, you have to lead you and then you can lead others. And so in class I tell them, just do you, work at your level, your speed, and then in class I see people rising. They help others, they encourage others, and so when I see them doing that, I'm like, hey, you're coaching. That's my job, and you're doing it, and that's great, because I think that's where the community happens, and that's what makes the WorX a little bit different. It's not just a boot camp, it's where people can develop into these leaders, and I see my role changing, and that's why I don't really like to be a fitness expert. I like to be a fitness coach, because I find that my job is to add value to others, whether that be feeling better by just working out or by helping them, remind them that they are important and that they have to put themselves first. And, you know.
When you say boot camp, I have to say it's really hard to get motivated to work out. And when you use the term boot camp, people are like, wow, that sounds like it's really intense. And you have this, this idea of pleasure versus pain. So where does that come in, and how can we kind of have a little more pleasure and a little less pain?
Well, I got that idea actually from Tony Robbins. I listen to personal development while I'm driving in the car, and it really helps me. And what I got from him is that every day, if you're successful people make these rules, and he likes to put it like, make the rules based on pain and pleasure. Like, for instance, for me, a hard thing for me with nutrition wise, because nutrition's a big part of fitness, is that rice. I'm Asian. That rice is like a big part. I eat a lot of it, and so I had to get the idea that, you know, when I eat this rice, I had to think about it versus pain and pleasure. I can eat the rice, but what is the pain I'm going to feel later, you know, if I eat that rice? Or what is the pleasure I'm going to feel with having a fitter body, or things like that? So that's the same thing with my boot camp. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but then switch your focus. Switch your focus to think about what you're going to get out of it, you know? Think of the pleasure that you're going to get about getting into that swimsuit, or maybe just feeling a little bit better about yourself, or heading your head up a little bit higher. You know, we do a lot of hard things, and I always remind people, celebrate those small successes. If you're doing a push-up like this much, and that's how far you're going today, and you go a little bit further the next day, you should throw a party, because you should celebrate those small little things that you succeed at, and that's really what pushes through to get those big goals.
So it sounds like it's really about personal motivation, but it's a lot about movement too. So run us through kind of what people can expect when they're in one of your boot camps or one of your classes. What kind of movements are we doing here?
Well, I combined 3 programs in my boot camp. I use my experiences from P90X, Insanity, and Brazilian butt lift. Throw a little bit of that
Brazilian butt lift. Well, that sounds interesting. We're going to leave people right there, actually. They're going to have to come and find you to figure out what that's all about. Maia, with the WorX with Maia, thanks so much for being with us. There's more Let's Talk Live. Don't go away.